Hi, this is Jill from Humu Yoga, and this is the full practice. This week, we're working with the theme of positivity. So I'm going to take us through a quiet centering, and then I'll go through some inspirational quotes about positivity, and then I'll go ahead and weave this theme into our full practice, where today we're going to focus on side body, twists, and hips. So if this is something you like, please subscribe, because I do a different class every week with a different theme and a different focus. So to get started, just take your hands down by your sides and take a moment to close your eyes and go inward. So let's focus on the muscles we're sitting on, or pelvic floor. We call that Mula Bandha, and we're just going to engage that for support. And then above that, we're going to draw the belly in and up and get a sense of flying upward. And that's called Uddiyana Bandha, and it means flying upward. So with Mula Bandha, or root lock, engaged, and then Uddiyana Bandha, the flying upward lock, engaged, we can now just draw the chin down. We call that Jalandhara Bandha, and it's a chin lock, and it seals in the energy of the bandhas. So now we're supported from inside. We can release the hands and just begin to focus on the breath. So with the bandhas engaged, inhale fully into the rib cage, and then exhale, let the rib cage relax. Just notice that. Inhale. Are there any restrictions today in your breathing? Exhale. And take one more breath and try to open everything up with that breath. And exhale. And now let's take the hands together in prayer position by the heart, and we'll vibrate together with the mantra Om, and then I'll go through the quotes. Inhale. Om. With the new day comes new strength and new thoughts. Energy flows where attention goes. Turn your face to the sun, and the shadows fall behind you. Let go of what weighs you down so you can rise. Positivity is a choice. The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. Positivity. I really feel like the yoga practice helps me so much because it opens my body, and then my mind becomes more open too, and I'm able to sometimes step on the mat not feeling that positive perhaps, and by the time I'm done, I see things in a whole different way. It keeps me very present, and I like to share that positivity, and it comes back to you, I find. So let's go ahead and start to move. We'll come to all fours and just start to move the spine. So on an exhalation, you can really draw the belly in and just start to round the spine. And notice it's a nice spine stretch, pulling the belly way in and up. And then inhale, come forward, and now we're arching the back. And you're opening the front. Do it one more time. Exhale, really rounding, feeling the back stretch, and then inhale, coming forward, and now the back is engaged and we're opening the front. And then from here, we'll come to neutral, and we'll slowly take this back to downward facing dog. Just notice, are you a little tight this morning or this afternoon or whatever it is, whatever time it is? But just bend the knees and try and get your chest closer to your legs so you're not really rounded forward, and get the spine long first. And if the hamstrings, calves are tight, just be gentle, but start to straighten as best you can. And it doesn't matter if your heels are lifted, that's okay. You want to try and get the spine long though, really reach. And then from here, we're going to slowly walk up. So just take your time, walking up. You could have your knees bent if you needed to, and we're just going to hang here for a moment. You could even grab your elbows and just notice what's going on here today in your body. And then release the arms. Let's slowly curl up. So pull the belly in. We're stacking one vertebra right on top of the next as we come all the way up. pulling the belly way in and up. The shoulders arrive, and then you pause for a moment as the head aligns with the spine. And we'll take everything together for Samasthiti, standing still and straight. And we're going to start our Surya Namaskar A. Before we do, I always practice with 2 blocks and a little towel, but you could use a yoga strap, or you don't have to use anything. So we'll get started. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hinging at your hips, forward fold. And inhale, lengthen. Let's go ahead and take it back to a plank and just hold the plank for a moment and notice, are you sagging or is your butt up? Can you get that tail under? And nice protraction across the shoulders, neck is long. I'm gonna take it to the knees for my push-up. We're coming forward, a little bit of forward. Feel the arms working as you rise up, the chest works. Inhale, coming forward. Now feel the back bend here. The tail is under, the sternum is lifted, and breathe. Gaze down the nose, and exhale. We'll take it back to downward facing dog. And just notice again what's going on in the down dog. Breathe. Really reaching through my arms and reaching through my legs, lifting the belly. Breathe. Inhale and exhale. Each time you do a down dog, you feel more positive, more open, more possibilities. Let's slowly walk up, pushing down to lift up, and fold. And then inhale, lengthen, and rise, reaching, rising, and exhale, hands down. One more Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, reach. Exhale, a nice hinge forward. Inhale, lengthen, and let's go ahead and take it back and hold the plank for a moment. And then we're gonna lower, feeling the arms, the back muscles, the chest as you come up, pushing, and then come through. Feel the back bend here, the shoulders go down, but there's a sense of width as you lift up and back. And then exhale, take it back, downward facing dog. And breathe here, inhale. Reaching, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Stay connected to the breath, and exhale. Let's slowly walk up. Take your time, push down, lift your belly up, and fold. And then inhale, lengthen. Reach, and exhale, hands down. Surya Namaskar B. I'm going to use the blocks for this. They just give a little bit more height, which I like. Bend the knees, reach the arms, Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. I'm going to lightly hop back, but you could step back and let's lower. I like how the blocks help it to feel really light as I hop back and rise up. Now coming forward, upward facing dog, keeping that tail under and the sternum lifted. And then we'll take it back, downward facing dog. Let's go ahead and step the right foot forward, lift up, and then start to rise up into a lunge. Pause for a moment. Take your left butt under. Really feel the stretch in the hip flexors here, and then start to straighten that leg. Now we'll take the arms out to the side, shoulders down and wide, and start to reach. Really reach. This is nice length. Lift up to go back, up to go back. Breathing, reaching. And now rise up. And we're gonna reach forward. As you reach forward, pull your right butt back. Let's take the hands down. Pause for a moment. We're gonna turn. So you're reaching the right arm up. Try not to turn the hips very much, but just try and get it in the upper body. Open. And then exhale, hand down. We're gonna step back and then lower and rise and come through. Inhale, lift the sternum. And exhale, taking it back, downward facing dog. Other side. Step that left foot up and then start to rise up. You could bend the back knee for a moment as you tuck that tail under a bit and then start to straighten the leg, but keep that sense of tucking the right butt under so you get a nice hip flexor stretch on that right side. Now we're going to take the arms back and up, really reach and lift up to go back. And then inhale, rising, and reach forward. As you reach forward, pull the left butt back, really long. Take the hands down. Now we're gonna twist, not so much in the hips, but feel your rib cage come around. The right ribs turn to the left and you reach up, maybe gazing up towards the hand. And then exhale, taking the hand down, stepping back. Let's go ahead and lower. And rise, and come through. Lift the sternum, tail is under, and downward facing dog. And breathe here. Just notice how your down dog's feeling now. Inhale, and exhale, breathing. Keep lifting your belly. Keep reaching through the arms, reaching through the legs, breathing. So much opening happening. And then you could lightly find a target and lift up, or you could walk up and fold. Bend the knees, reach the arms, and come to stand. One more. Bend the knees. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. And let's go ahead and take it back. Lift up to go back. And let's go ahead and lower. Belly in. Inhale, rise. And come through. Lift the sternum. And take it back, downward facing dog. Let's step the right foot forward, but this time come into warrior one. So the back foot comes down, and we're trying to turn the ribs forward as we reach up. Keep that left butt under as best you can. Reach up, really reach, reach. And inhale, rise. Now reach forward. Pull that right butt back. Take your hands down, step back. Let's go ahead and lower. And then rise. And coming forward, lift the sternum. Tail is under. Take it back, downward facing dog. Left side, lift that left leg up. The blocks really help with that. Inhale, reach the arms. Keep that right butt under. Pull the left butt back, reach. Lift up to go back. And then start to reach forward. And take the hands down, stepping back. We're gonna go ahead and lower. And rise, and come through. Inhale, lift. And exhale, taking it back. And breathe, inhale. And exhale. Stay connected to your breath. Inhale. And exhale. One more big breath. And exhale. And you could find that gaze point. You could either lightly walk up or lift and fold. Bend the knees, reach the arms, and come to stand. Samasatihi. And let's just take a moment here. We'll take the feet hip width and we'll come into Uttanasana. So starting to hinge at your hips, feel the low back engaged enough so that the hamstrings are really stretching. Take your hands on your shins for a moment and gaze forward, and then exhale, start to fold in. And breathe, and really make sure your legs are engaged. Try not to be in your neck. Roll your shoulders down your back and use your back muscles. Breathe. Your lats to pull. So you're really pulling in. And then inhale, lengthen. Get as long as you can first. So nice long spine to rise up, reach, and then we'll exhale, take everything down to Samasatihi, and we'll just pause here. And then from here, I want to go over a couple of demonstrations of what is side body, what is a twist, and why are our hips so important. Well, I'm going to face this way so you can see better. If you have your feet hip width and you reach your arms up, and then you elevate your shoulders, so you're lifting them up, and then think about your shoulder blades in the back rolling away from your ears. And then lift up as high as you can. So the shoulders are elevated and rolling away from my ears, not this way. And then I'm gonna take a side bend over to the right. So we lift up and I side bend. Now my hips are gonna go to the left in this variation, and my body is bending to the right. So I'm contracting the right side, and this is the side length I'm getting. All the way from my pinky finger down to my foot, and then rise up. And then lift up, and we'll go the other way. And you feel this side body. So now I feel it all in here, and rise up. Now we're gonna come into a twist. So I'm gonna lift up and twist to the right, but I'm trying not to turn my hips, or at least not very much, so that the twist is in the rib cage area, the thoracic spine, and turning. And then we reach up, and just notice that. And the hips are working to stabilize us and keep us standing, and turn to the left. And there's your twist. And then coming back. We'll come back up to the front, and we'll play around with some standing postures, and we'll put this into play. So I'm gonna use the blocks. I'm gonna set up a block in the front, and one in the back. And then we'll go ahead and step out. We'll start in Virabhadrasana, or Warrior Two. So I'm turning the back foot in, and now my front hip is externally rotating. The back one, there's internal rotation, but there's some balance of external rotation. And then reach the arms. Now widening across the sternum. Now we're gonna take it into Utthita Parsva Konasana, which is a big side body stretch. So you could take your forearm here. You could also have your hand here. I'm gonna use the block. So I'm gonna circle this arm, and I really get my shoulder blade. Again, it's lifting, but it's rolling away from my ear. So it's elevated, but it's going away from my ear as I reach. Now as I start to turn my right ribs, I really feel from my pinky finger out my pinky toe on this left side, that's side body. And from here, let's go ahead and reach up. I'm gonna move my hand a little bit and come into a nice Trikonasana, triangle pose. And right now, you might be feeling some side body on this left side, but we're gonna intensify it, or deepen it, I should say, as we circle this arm and reach. And now I feel it from my pinky finger all the way down to my baby toe. And then reach both arms. Now you feel the obliques work on that right side, and rise up. Let's go to the other side. Turn your right foot in, your left foot out. Pull the belly in as we come into Warrior Two, Virabhadrasana 2. Breathe. And now we're gonna make our way into Parsva Konasana. So circling this arm, you could take your hand here, you could leave it here. I'm gonna use the block. Breathe. And now I feel this side body from my right pinky finger to my baby toe. Breathe, and I'm turning my left ribs. Breathe. And now I'm gonna reach up, move the block back a little bit, and I'm just reaching straight up. And now I'm gonna take it into a bigger side body stretch as I reach the arm over. Breathing, breathing, noticing the openings going on. Reach, feel the obliques, and rise up. And then let's come into Prasarita Padottanasana. So take your hands on your waist, pull the belly way in and up. Hinge at the hips, come forward. Let's take this into like a wide-legged down dog. It's because I want you to really reach the arms. Really reach. Get that side body long from your pinky finger out your hips, and reach and melt down. You can melt the chest down. And then from here, inhale, rise up. Let's go ahead and grab with your first two fingers, your big toes, lengthen your spine, and then start to pull down. You could use a block for your head. If your head didn't come to the floor, that's fine. Pull the shoulders away from your ears. Breathe, breathe. And then inhale, lengthen. Take your hands on your waist and rise up. Let's go ahead and come into goddess pose. So just turn out from here. We'll go ahead and take the angel arms, shoulders down, and then get a sense of widening as we go deeper. So by doing this with the arms, we're really feeling the back engage and lift the sternum. And breathe here, breathe. And then inhale, rise. Let's go ahead and just turn to face the right, and we're going to come into a couple of revolved poses, Parivrtta Trikonasana and Parivrtta Parsva Konasana. So these are revolved, they're twists. And the hips have to be nice and steady to support that. So we'll start with reaching the left arm up. We're coming into Parivrtta Trikonasana. See if you can pull. I like to use my hands sometimes too. Just pull this right hip back as you reach forward. Then we're going to take the hand down. You could stay here, or if you were using a block, it's outside your ankle. Get your spine nice and lengthened, and then start to turn. We're turning from the left ribs, but you have to keep your hips stable and try not to turn your hips, just the rib cage. And then inhale, rise up. Hopefully that went well. Now we're staying on this side, Parivrtta Parsva Konasana. So we'll take the back knee down, and then you could use your block if you wanted to, lunging forward. And then from here, lift the left arm, and we're going to take a side bend. So keep this left butt under so you feel the hip flexors in the front of that hip. As you side bend, now you feel side body too. So pull from that baby fingers, feel that. And then lunging forward, and then inhale, rise up. And now we're going to come across. So from here, we're going to inhale, twist. So we're trying not to twist the hips, right? We're taking the ribs around. Take the ribs around as much as you can. So take your time. And then find a gaze point. I think it really helps to look at your big toe on that right side. As you tuck under, lift the back knee. And then not turning the hips, turning the ribs. You can use the leverage of your elbow outside of your right thigh to turn. You could maybe take your gaze up to the ceiling. You have to play around with your balance, but we'll go to the other side. So from here, Parivrtta Trikonasana. Reach your arm up. We're going to pull that left hip back as you reach forward. The hips have to stay strong here for balance. And then take your hand down. It could be here. And then reach up. I'm pulling that left hip back. Trying not to twist in my hips, but I'm turning the ribs. The right ribs to the left as I reach up. And then inhale, rising up. Now Parivrtta Parsva Konasana. So we take the back knee down. Make sure you're not right on your kneecap, maybe a little forward of it. You can use the block and start to lunge forward and get that tail under. If you didn't have a block, you could just keep your hand on your thigh. But reach up and side bend. And I'm feeling this nice stretch all the way down. Side bend. And then inhale, rise up. And then from here, we're going to come into Parivrtta Parsva Konasana, the twist. So get in there. Really try and get that shoulder around. Take your time. Breathe. Getting the shoulder around. Now gaze down to the big toe. As you lift the back knee, keep pulling the left butt back. That's important. And then start to turn the ribs, not the hips. Turn. You could gaze down, you could gaze straight ahead, or maybe even up. And then inhale, use that left butt and rise up. You really feel how the hips stabilize. They stabilize us in our standing postures. So let's explore that a little bit. We're going to do some balance, some one-legged balances. So, which they're hard because we need to really focus on the rotators of the hips. There's internal rotation and external rotation. And when we find that, though, it's really empowering because these balance poses really help to strengthen those muscles. So we're going to start with Warrior 3 and then go to Ardha Chandrasana, half moon, and then Parivrtta Ardha Chandrasana, which is the revolved half moon. So let's start in a lunge position with the right foot forward, the left foot back. And really
come up into a nice lunge. Lift up to go back. And then from here, rising up, we're going to keep our hips facing the same direction as we try to come up to one foot. Warrior three, just reach, keep pulling your right butt back. Now take the hands down. Now as we come into Ardha Chandrasana, we're externally rotating that right hip. Keep this leg high, the left leg, and turn the ribs now. Open the hips, open. And then from there we come down. Now we're gonna go the other way, we revolve. So pull that right hip back, turn, just the rib cage, not the hips. Open, and then take the hand down. Here's the hard part. Reach, and then step back and find warrior one. And rise up, and we'll take a step up. Let's do the other side. Step back. It's okay to come down with your hands here and there. If you lose your balance, that's fine. So we'll come into the lunge. Keep that right butt under as you lunge. Lift up to go back. Up to go back. And then rise up. We're going to start to come forward into warrior three. Reach. Gaze along the floor. That really helps. Reach. Take the hands down. Now we're externally rotating that left hip as I reach the right arm up. Breathe. Open. Open. Now we're going to come down and we're going to revolve. Open. But I'm not turning my hips, turning the ribs. And come down. Here's the hard part. Reach. Step back. Reach up. And rise. And step everything together. So hopefully you felt all that action in the hips. It's pretty cool. And you can put your hands on the blocks at any time. So it's okay if it felt a little shaky. Let's come into tree pose now, and we're gonna really try and explore it now that we understand where the hips are. So you can use the wall. Let's let the right leg come up and just feel how you're balanced here in that left side, right? And then we open it up, right? Keep that tail under as we take the hands to prayer position, find a gaze point, and then we'll add the arms. So we'll inhale here from angel arms, reach up. Take it into a really beautiful back bend, something that feels good in your body. You can touch the wall and be expressive. So when we open up the side body, the hips, it enables us to go into deeper expression, which is kind of nice. I love exploring that. Left leg comes up, feel the right leg nice and strong, and then take the knee out, tail is under, lift the sternum, and then we'll find that again. Lift up, lift up, lift up. At some point, really get expressive here. Really back bend, because your base is stable. And we come back, and we made it to Samasthiti. Now we're gonna make our way down to the floor. So, stepping up to the front of the mat, inhale, reach the arms up, and exhale, fold. Let's find ourselves in downward facing dog, and just notice, how does down dog feel now? Now that the side body's a little bit more open. And then we're gonna come to seated. So you could hop up or lightly step up and just make your way down to seated. I like to practice Lolasana and come down. But that's just something I'm having fun with. So let's come to Paschimottanasana. So in this Paschimottanasana, the stretch of the west, we're stretching the back of the legs. We can also feel some side body if you want to go deeper into it. Just a variation. So if you wanted to, you could use your prop, your belt or towel. Bend the knees for a moment and get your spine really engaged. Really, so the low back is engaged and you're lengthening. And then from here, try to straighten your legs and pull. So really pull with your arms and feel that length, that side body length as you come forward. For some people, using the prop is fine or grabbing the feet is fine. But for other people, you might need to use a block to really get that side body length. Now I'm really pulling. And breathe. So I'm feeling a long line. No matter what prop you're using, just breathe. Notice, can you surrender in this forward bend? One more breath. Inhale, lengthen, and rise up. And then from here, let's go ahead and we'll kind of do the opposite movement. So we'll bend the knees for a moment and sit way up. And then from here, now we're going to round the spine. So instead of extending, we round so it stretches it out a little. Pull the belly in. Pull the belly in. You can even maybe let go and notice how the abdominals help you with that. And then sit up. And do it again, just one more time, just to feel that. Pull the belly way in. Pull it way in. And then inhale, sitting up. Let's take the hands behind for a moment. You can take your feet a little wider. We're gonna loosen up the hips a little. So let the knees just fall over to the left. Come back up. And then they fall over to the right. And come up, one more time. Left knee, right knee, just nice and loose in those rotators. We've really been working them. Now we're gonna stretch them a little bit and come up. And then from here, Dandasana, and try to sit up as tall as you can. As we bring the right foot in, we're drawing the knee to the armpit. And the pelvis can curl back in this one, that's okay. So we're really flexing at that hip joint. Pull that knee back. Now we're gonna take the leg across and start to get some external rotation and feel that hip stretch. Lift up towards you. Sit way up. You could stay here or you could bend the knee to get some leverage here and try to sit way up and open that knee. Now some of you are going to be able to bend the bottom leg too and come into Agni Stambhasana, fire log pose. But if you're doing this pose and you're like this, you're probably better off sitting up, right? So if your knee is here, that's okay though. You want to just really try and push that knee down, right? And then some of you can come forward and just focus on, are you feeling the stretch in the outer hip, especially that right side? That's the whole reason we're doing this one. And then inhale, rise up. Let's go to the other side. So Dandasana, let's take the left leg in. And it's okay here, you're gonna bend the knee if your pelvis curls back. That's okay. Pull that knee in. It's a Kranadhanurasana, it's your bow and arrow, doing. And then we'll bring the leg across, and this is cradling, like a baby, you're cradling, sit up. You wanna feel that outer hip. And then bend the knee, and see if you can sit way up as you open this knee. And stay here if you're getting a lot, or some of you can come to Agni, where it's ankle over knee and knee over ankle, and sit way up. Or maybe this is accessible to you. Breathe. I'm really focusing on pressing this hip down, like really feeling that. Feels nice. But you also might be really feeling that if you're staying here. It's good. And then we'll slowly, wherever you are, start to come out of it and come to Dandasana. Now we're gonna come to a twist, Marichyasana C. So let's go ahead and bend the right knee. And then from here, really start to notice, as we come around, there's an energy for your right sitting bone going towards your right heel. So if the hips twist a little, that's okay, but you don't want the twist to be in the hips primarily. It should be in the thoracic spine. So lift, start to take your elbow around. And if this is hard, you could sit on a block too, or a blanket, and start to turn. Now, notice I'm lifting and I'm getting my ribs around. I lift way up and I'm trying to turn my left ribs to the right as I turn. And then I take my gaze and I'm really turning those ribs. Feels amazing. And then inhale and come back around. And then from here, let's do the other side. Bend the left leg. You could take the crook of your elbow, right, across that knee. Now feel the sitting bone to heel. Just notice that as you start to turn. Start to turn. Some of you, it's accessible to take your arm on the other side and you get more leverage, right? But that's only if that feels like you're getting a better twist. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, turn. Turn. Maybe your gaze goes too. Breathe. Stay in it. Breathing. And then inhale, coming back to the center. Dandasana. Let's come into Janushirasana, which is a nice one. So bend the right knee, and the knee goes directly out to the side. And then let's go ahead and just turn over that in the direction of your left foot. And you could use your strap, bend the knee, and then start to straighten the leg. And if you could use your strap, or you could use your hands, but I want you to really get a nice pull. So those of you who can already grab your foot, maybe you want to grab your wrist so that you're really pulling from that right side. And I'm really getting a stretch all down here, all the way across when I do that. For some people that might, just using this, you'll get that, right? So just do what feels good in your body. And then inhale, lengthen, and rise up. Everybody's body is so different, but it's accessible to everyone. You just have to do it according to what your body needs, right? So bend the knee, open it out. I'm learning that more and more as I age, and things are shifting and changing a little. So inhale, we're coming forward. So those of you who are using the band, you could bend your knee and then start to straighten, relaxing down. Or if you're grabbing your foot, you're here, or maybe you're grabbing the left wrist and you're pulling that left side. And breathe. And feel that nice stretch all the way alongside, all the way down your hip. And then inhale, lengthen, and rise up. And coming into Dandasana, sitting up nice and tall. And then from here, I'm gonna come into Upavistha Konasana. So I'm gonna face you because we're also gonna do the side body variation. So you don't have to go too wide, but just make sure you're sitting up nice and tall. So take your hands behind. If you had to, you could bend your knees. If you were tucking back, I want you to not tuck back, to sit up. So see what that feels like. Tuck back and then sit up and then stay up, even if you have to bend the knees. Some of you are gonna be able to come forward and then inhale, rise. And then we'll do it again. And then inhale, rise. On the next one, we're gonna hold. So some of you might wanna grab your feet. You could stay here, you could even be sitting up. As long as you're trying to open the feet. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And then inhale, lengthen. You could stay longer if you wanted to. Now we're gonna take a little twist to the left and start to come into this side body stretch. So you could take your elbow down, or maybe you stay here, twist, and then we're gonna reach that left arm up. And then from here, just a gentle reach over. Nice side body. Just feel there's a twist and a side body going on. Nice stretching. And the hips are opening. And then we go the other way. So we turn to the right, start to sneak that left elbow down, reach up with the right hand, and then reach over. And just keep trying to turn those left ribs. Reaching, reaching. Take it to a place that feels good in your body. And then inhale and rise up. And now we're gonna come back to the center. And we'll do a nice roll back. And we'll use the blocks. So I'm trying to strategically place them. So one's gonna end up right at the bottom edge of my shoulder blades, right under where the sternum is. So start to curl your way back, pull the belly in, and adjust as you come down. And then from here, let's go ahead and bend the knees and reach your arms. Now feel the side body, so you feel the length all the way down. Lift the sternum. Feel that. You can even pull your butt back a bit. So you're really feeling this nice expansion of the front body, the torso, really lift. Feel that. And you could close your eyes and just notice what's going on. So when the side body is really open, back bends feel amazing. And you can straighten your legs. So do forward bends. And inhale here, exhale, curl, and so do twists. All right, and then we're gonna come all the way down. So taking a breath in, exhale your way down, pulling the belly way in, all the way down. Let's go ahead and come into an articulating bridge. So take a breath in, exhale, curl the pelvis up, feel the back of the legs working to lift you up as high as you can, long neck, so you're not here, you're not here. And once you've gotten up as high as you can, reach the arms, really reach. Now lift the heels, get even higher. Now we're gonna come down, keep reaching the arms. Feel that long side body, the long, pull the belly in, long, slow stretch all the way down. It's like a release, it feels really nice. All the way down. And then let the hands come down. And we're gonna come into a supported inversion, but you don't have to use the block if you don't want to. You could just have your legs up, or you could have your legs against the wall. It's Viparita Parani. It's just the legs are up and we're reversing the flow, the blood flow of being on standing all day or upright all day. Engage the legs. Make sure your butt's not sticking out or tucked under. You're nice and neutral. Some of you have it in your practice to go over to Halasana, which I think is really nice. But it's contraindicated for people with osteoporosis, so stay on the block if that's the case. Some of you like shoulder stand. Make sure you're not crunched in your neck, and you're not too far back. You want to be on the shoulders and opening the chest. You could stay here and do variations as long as you like. You could pause the video, but I'm going to slowly, you could also do Karnapidasana, where you bend the knees. So just take your time there. We'll all meet here. And then from here, just gonna lift up. Let's shift the hips to the left. Let the knees come up and come into a twist. So now we're turning. So the knees come over to the right. Now we're turning the right ribs to the left. Slowly, maybe taking your gaze to the left. Just let go. Let this be a release. Breathe. And then inhale, letting the legs come up. We'll go the other way. Lift up, shift your hips to the right. Let your knees come up. Take everything to the left. And then turn the left ribs to the right. And just ease into it. Breathe. Inhale and exhale. Just releasing. Letting everything come back to the center. You can take a moment, maybe do a happy baby. Rocking around a little bit, and then just release and notice that positive energy, that beautiful vibration of light, and stay in that. And you can stay in your Shavasana as long as you'd like and pause the video, but I'm going to go ahead and take us out. So just become aware of your breath and slowly start moving fingers and toes. And as you're ready, bending the knees. Let's slowly come to a fetal position on our side, pausing, and then slowly coming up to seated. And taking your time to find that nice seated position, just like we were at the beginning of class. And I always like to take this moment to notice, where am I after the practice compared to when I landed on the mat? Am I in a positive space where I feel more open and accepting and I have more to contribute? So stay in that and let it resonate in everything you do. Namaste.